The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
It's a nightmare coming here. You know, just thinking who's next.
Tonight on DC News Now at 10, people living and working in one of DC's busiest neighborhoods say they've had it with the recent crime spree, and now DC leaders have a plan they say will help fix the troubling trend. Plus, a former White House official from Maryland dies after suffering an in-flight injury tonight. We're learning new details about that deadly mid-air mishap. Also, 2 days after a fiery tanker truck crash, people across Frederick questioning their safety and their health. We're on the ground talking with them tonight.
And weather-wise, a good chunk of sunshine throughout your Monday. Now we're watching increasing clouds for the next few hours as a good burst of rain is about to impact western Maryland. We'll check out that forecast coming up.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Thasmeen Mahfouz. My co-anchor Chris Flanagan has a night off, and new tonight, targeting crime in Adams Morgan. DC's mayor and police chief announced new efforts to curb crime in the neighborhood. A string of recent burglaries and robberies have business owners on edge. Our Mariel Carbone is live on Columbia Road in Adams Morgan, where some businesses have been targeted multiple times. And Mariel, up until now, business owners have had to take it upon themselves to protect their shops from being a target.
Yeah, that's right, Thasmeen. Here at DC Dry Cleaners, the door here is actually always locked. You have to ring this doorbell to be allowed in. That started after multiple burglaries and an armed robbery, and the manager here tells me that she's relieved to see the district finally stepping in.
Driving in, you know, just have that thing in my mind, you know, is the business been broken into, or what have they done?
Kathy McNeil says it hasn't been easy returning to the scene of a crime, or rather her place of employment, DC Dry Cleaners. It's been burglarized twice and robbed once, the criminal holding her up at gunpoint.
It's a nightmare coming here. You know, just thinking who's next.
The shop is one of the many businesses hit in Adams Morgan in recent weeks. This video shows the Cake Room Bakery being burglarized. And these photos, the damage after Little Shop of Flowers was targeted. The crime spree forcing businesses to make changes.
Customers have to ring the doorbell in order to get in. So I've locked myself down. That's the only way that I can feel safe right now.
We know that this neighborhood has been particularly hard hit with burglaries.
The district is now responding. Monday, Mayor Muriel Bowser announced the expansion of the Nightlife Task Force into Adams Morgan. The multi-agency team, which includes police and other DC offices, will focus on crime prevention on Friday and Saturday nights.
The chief is committed to really focusing on how we can make extra deployments to the area.
I feel as though it's going to help a lot.
McNeil is grateful for the task force and believes it'll send a message to criminals.
We're not going to really take this up here. Enough is enough.
But not everyone is convinced.
I don't really believe it'll make a lot of difference. I think that maybe a deeper issue is more that the people who would commit the crime know that they're not going to be held accountable at the end of the day.
And today, the police chief did say 3 arrests have been made for what he believes were 25 burglaries in this area over the last few weeks. But doesn't mean we do know that these crimes are not just happening on Fridays and Saturdays when that task force will be focusing on. In fact, both the bakery and the flower shop were hit on weekdays. Reporting live in Adams Morgan tonight, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
And a deadly tanker truck explosion sent a ball of fire over the highway into homes and cars in the city of Frederick, Maryland. That weekend blast killed the truck driver, and tonight it's fueling new concerns over safety. Our Michaela Newton covers Frederick for us. She spent the night talking with neighbors and getting answers to some lingering questions.
Neighbors tell me they're worried, and answers about that deadly fiery explosion could help. Their main concern comes down to their health and safety. Cleanup efforts are underway after a tanker truck crashed into a tree and caught fire along parts of Route 15 in Frederick County, causing a massive explosion. The driver of the tanker truck has died.
Devastation, oh my God, I can't believe it. And all of the fire going up to the air, and oh my God.
Investigators have confirmed that the tractor trailer involved in Saturday's explosion was in fact carrying gasoline. According to the Maryland Department of the Environment, they were able to flush nearby drains to remove any hazardous materials before they were able to reach Carroll Creek. But neighbors in the area still have concerns.
Every time I come by, I look at it and I say, That is ridiculous that they don't have a guardrail or something there to keep cars from coming right through and into the neighborhood houses.
Yeah, they need guardrails definitely for sure.
And I worry about the city water because of all that gas.
The mayor says funding for the expansion of the road has been approved, and the project isn't expected to begin until the middle of 2027.
If the design of that roadway or the safety in that corridor had anything to do with this tragic accident and the loss of a human life as a result of that, we all ought to take that seriously.
Over the next few days, people can expect to see the Maryland Department of the Environment and private contractors remediating the area and cleaning the soil. Frederick Church of the Brethren has also been going door to door to find out how they can help neighbors. Reporting in Frederick County, Maryland, Michaela Newton, DC News Now.
Hi everyone, today was a good day, a good amount of sunshine across DC and all of the DMV, and right now we're watching kind of the influence of increasing clouds starting to make its way due to a very weak disturbance that's going to make its way across the kind of Mason-Dixon line of PA and hover into Cumberland, Kaiser, Martinsburg, Hagerstown as well. Temperatures across the area, they are fairly on the mild side, upper 40s in most spots. Waldorf, Brandywine area, Colbert County in the lower 40s, but winds, they're not too bad coming out of the east, but that is really going to change going into tomorrow, starting very early. We are talking about blustery winds out of the north and east, at least 20 to 30 miles per hour. Rest of the evening, around that midnight hour, that's when we're going to track in that rain. We'll shut off that faucet around 2 a.m., and then we'll just watch mostly cloudy conditions. Waking up tomorrow morning, increasing clouds, upper 30s. So as you're stepping out, let's make sure we have kind of that heavier coat due to the next cold front. It's going to cross our area, allowing for winds to stir up for the next 48 hours. Here's that storm system going to sag a little bit more towards the south, but then we start to dry out. For the bulk of your day Tuesday, we do have a larger storm that we are watching starting to expand across the country. That will impact our area going into your Friday. We'll take a look at that coming up.
And now to a tragic story out of Montgomery County, Maryland. A woman killed from an injury while flying. The victim, Dana Hyde, held prominent positions for Presidents Clinton and Obama and also worked with the 9/11 Commission. Hyde was on a corporate jet along with her husband and son Friday, headed from New Hampshire to the DMV. Investigators say their plane either hit severe turbulence or a mechanical issue, causing such roughness in the air that the 55-year-old from Cabin John died from blunt force trauma. The plane that she was on, a Bombardier, was having some problems with the nose going down when it's supposed to go up. And developing now, DC's revised criminal code won't become law anytime soon. Today, DC Council Chairman Phil Mendelson sent a letter to the Senate withdrawing the bill. Now, our Daniel Hamburg has been covering the story for us. He joins us live on Capitol Hill. And Daniel, despite this, the Senate is set to vote on whether to overturn it this week.
Well, Tesmine, there are two differing views here. Mendelson says any vote from the Senate would be a moot point since he withdrew the bill, but the House voted to overturn that bill in a resolution passed a couple weeks ago. The Senate will be voting on that same resolution.
The messaging got out of our control.
After bipartisan backlash, D.C. Council Chairman Phil Mendelson is attempting to get ahead of this week's Senate vote, likely overturning D.C.'s revised criminal code.
Since the Senate has not taken action on the legislation, the withdrawal means that it is no longer properly before the Congress, since the Home Rule Act requires that it's transmitted to both houses.
But George Washington University professor of law Stephen Salzberg says it's unclear if he can do that. Either way, it won't have much of an effect.
Everybody's getting the result that everybody wants. It's just that the Senate wants this opportunity to embarrass the D.C. City Council.
The effort to overturn the bill has focused mainly on penalty reductions for crimes including carjacking, though Mendelson insists the maximum penalties are still greater than sentences judges are handing down.
If the Republicans want to go forward, this doesn't have to do with the substance of the bill. This has to do with just scoring points nationally.
But keep in mind, Mayor Bowser and Police Chief Conti both have criticized the bill.
If I were on the council, I'd pay careful attention to the criticisms that were leveled first by the mayor.
Salzberg says from a law perspective, the criminal code overhaul is needed.
I hope we're going to get not only a better bill, a more balanced bill going forward, but I hope that in the process, people will be giving more serious thought to how we reduce crime in the district.
Again, that vote happening on Wednesday. If the Senate votes to disapprove that resolution, then the president will sign it, he says. Of course, the next step is what will the council do with the revised criminal code that they still want to pass? They'll have to make revisions and decide exactly what they want to keep or change. That will take some time. We're live near the Capitol. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
And we have an update tonight as a judge is keeping former College Park Mayor Patrick Wojahn behind bars. Our Prince George's County Bureau reporter Yamari Sase was in the courtroom today. She has the latest on this case.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of Patrick Wojan's family and friends were in the courtroom today, and although they didn't get a chance to speak on his character, the judge did acknowledge their presence, but that was not enough to prove that Wojan is not a danger to the public. Former College Park Mayor Patrick Wojahn made his first appearance in court this morning. He's facing 40 counts for possessing child porn and 16 for distributing. The state argued he's a threat to the public because he distributed the videos, which encourages re-victimization. And releasing Wojahn will give him access to the internet, which is how he committed the crime.
It's heartbreaking for the city of College Park and for all of our young people to know that people who are in a position of public trust would access or alleged to have accessed such images.
The defense argued Wojahn has no criminal record and he never produced any of the videos.
Issues before the court today were whether or not Mr. Wojahn was a flight risk or a danger to the community, and we argued for restrictive means of release that would protect the community but allow him to be out while working on this case.
The judge ruled to hold Wojahn with no bond. She says he's a danger to the public because distributing these videos contributes to the illegal market of child porn.
I think it's best at this time to let the process run its course and continue to be cooperative and working with the system for a fair resolution of the case.
I don't know what else to say about it except that, our job now is to hold him accountable.
Now, his lawyer did say Wojahn is seeking mental health help, and his preliminary hearing is scheduled for the end of the month. For now, reporting in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
And frustration growing tonight for people who ride the bus in Loudoun County, Virginia. It comes as transit workers there have been on strike for nearly 2 months. Coming up, we are live with the call to action for local officials to step in and end the strike sooner than later. Plus, a popular discount store is raising prices on thousands of products as inflation continues to drive up costs. But we've got some ways to help you stretch your dollar. Details straight ahead.
And temperatures feeling a bit cooler this week due to our wind flow getting very gusty for your Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll have your extended forecast coming up.